We are all back, and I'm not a liar this week. We have Dan with us, finally.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
We've missed you.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Yeah. I mean, for the
no
listeners who
worries.
don't know, my mysterious disappearance, 2 weeks, my wife was in Canada getting COVID, and I had to look after our
And bringing
child.
it back home for
And
you.
then 2 weeks of me having that COVID and not being able to do much of anything, really. COVID's awful. I've now finally found out what the fuss is about with
sucks.
COVID.
It fucking sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are lucky in it.
People genuinely
And
were
it's-
concerned. We got people wrote in and people I know verbally asked me, "Is Dan all right?" Yeah.
I wasn't all right, but I am all right now.
No, I like-
people
I
keep
like
saying,
Leo.
like, oh, is this
I
the
like
first
Leo.
time you've got COVID? And I'm like, don't say first,
Yeah.
only. This is the only time I've got it, all right? Don't imply there will be more.
It's not going to work like that, unfortunately.
Has either of
It's
you
here
had
to
it
stay.
multiple times?
No, see, I thought I must have had it by now until I finally got it, and I was like, no, I've not had
No,
this.
this is
I would have.
awful.
I'd fucking remember if I had this.
Yeah, and I'm better now, except the cough is still here. I think
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
going to be with me for a
Yeah.
while.
Took me a month. Yeah.
Some people, it hangs around for months.
Yeah.
That cough just
Yeah.
doesn't go away.
It's awful.
Yeah.
But
It's awful.
I've only had it once, but it knocked me around. But I was also recovering from surgery. So.
Sure. And look, the three of us, we're not, I mean, Matt, you know, you do your weekly trivia, but other than that, we're not particularly social people. Like we don't do a lot of mixing. And so I think that's why we've avoided having it too often.
I'm in this chair 90% of my life.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, same. I love it when you said, I think it was on a podcast or it might have been offline, but just how you don't really want to do music at the moment because it is just also sitting in that chair. And so you need to find another hobby that gets you out of that room.
Well, we've got
Or buy a new chair.
there's some
Two
sort
chairs.
of related news to that in the spreadsheet this week. I'm making a change that will hopefully
I did see a basketball hoop got put up at your house, Matt. So is that the
that's always been there. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to be working out there in the basketball hoop.
Ooh, what are you
I
doing?
I thought maybe that was your hobby.
No.
I wasn't implying that you were going to.
I know it's just a bad joke on my part, to be honest. That.
Well, what are you doing then?
I'm gonna replace my Mac Studio with a laptop so that I don't have to be in here all the
Yeah,
time.
right. Yeah. You still will be, though.
Yeah.
Because
But you
you're
have
going to
the
want your
option.
mouse. You're going to want. Yeah,
maybe,
I've got a laptop
maybe.
for that. So I've got a MacBook for that same reason, and it just stays
Yeah.
plugged in.
We'll see. They've announced the new stuff, the new Apple stuff.
Your sexy
Looks-
new stuff.
Pretty tasty. Though the chips look fucking sick, and then they've got that space black color that I was like,
Space
all right.
Black is very nice.
you
They
got
put a
me.
bunch of ports back into it, I've noticed, that they had previously
Yes.
taken out.
Their laptops are really good right now.
Mm,
So I think it's a good time to get in before they put some shitty keyboard in them again or something stupid.
And is this the first time they've gone back to having different colors for a while, or?
They've had
yeah, I didn't pay
silver
attention.
and space gray, which is like, so this,
Mm.
I mean, I don't think it's
Light
this
or
is
dark?
space gray. It's like
Yeah,
just a little bit
that's
darker.
what I have too.
And that's a work one. So that's
Mm.
why. If you're wondering why the fuck is he buying another one, that's technically not mine.
Yeah.
But the new black one is the first time they've had a black MacBook Pro since like the 90s.
Yeah,
80s.
because I remember the last black MacBook Pro was the enormous one.
Right. Yeah.
The
it
big
was the black
plastic. It was
MacBook.
made out of plastic, yeah.
There was that era where remember the MacBooks were just gorgeous. The white one and the black one.
Oh, yeah, I had
Like,
one of those, yeah.
They were plastic, but they were really like matte
I had the white.
finish. They were,
Yeah.
yeah, they were good laptops.
They were
Yeah,
fucking
my ex-wife had the
heavy,
white
though.
one.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, comparatively the new ones, they're fucking ridiculous.
Mm, mm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
so
well, good
I'm
on you.
gonna-
So you're going to get one of the new ones? Is that your plan?
Yes, I'm actually going to trade my
M3?
studio,
Yeah.
my Mac Studio in, which is what I'm recording this on
Yep.
right now, and get an
that's
M3,
great.
M3, probably just a Pro.
Mm,
I don't think I need the Max. Isn't it, like
mm.
It's a nice one, but yeah,
Mm.
would you actually use all of it?
there's
No.
like I mean, this is, we get pretty nerdy on this if you want to. They have like kind of nerfed the Pro chip a little bit this time because the new Mac chips, it's Apple Silicon, right? It's completely custom. It's not like a PC chip or anything like that. They build the whole thing themselves. It's all custom. That's why it's really fast for their shit. The Pro previously in the M1 and M2 was really close to the Max, right? It was like a little bit slower. This time they've kind of like widened that gap.
Yes,
So
it's what they used to do to get you to consider the higher version.
But I think not enough people were like going up to the Max.
Yeah.
So they were like, So the Pro this time, instead of, I think the old one had like 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong. Or don't. I'll look it up after.
Please don't.
Matt's not trying to be encyclopedic on this.
Now it's 6 and 6 instead of 8 and 4. So they've kind of edged off the performance cores. So for those who don't know, they have like performance cores, which are like really, 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 hardcore, powerful cores, and then efficiency cores, which are kind of like do more mundane tasks kind of thing. That's how the architecture is pretty neat. It like shoves things in the core that most suits the usage. But anyway,
is there a big price difference between them?
And it gets complicated too. There is, and it's all tied to, because they're all like, they're not like a PC where it's all different components. It's literally they print the whole fucking thing at once. GPU, CPU, and I think the RAM is part of it as well. I could be wrong on that. But because of that, the configurations are pretty locked in. So if you want, you get 36 gig of RAM, which is an odd number. If you want more than that, you have to change the CPU because you actually have to have, the way it works is they determine what kind of chip it is by which bits of the board came out fucked. So like if it comes out and it goes, that bit of it doesnn't work, that's a Pro. And we'll just chop that off. And that's a simplified explanation for it.
No, I'm going with that. That's fine by me. Yeah.
That's why if you literally look at the screenshots, the Max is like twice the size of everything else. Because it's literally, that's one that came out and it's, if you get the top
everything
of the
works
line
on it.
one, everything works on it. If not everything works, they go, okay.
The keyboard doesn't work on this one. What do we call that? Oh, we'll call that the iPad. All right, okay, that's an iPad.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Apple have done enough market research over the years to know that Apple users don't necessarily want to customize. They'll customize at purchase, but they won't try to upgrade down the track like PC users will. So they'll throw it in the fucking bin and buy a new one.
Buy a brand new one.
Yeah.
They've made the trade-off because they've done that. It is, you get 22 hours of battery life on these fucking things.
Wow.
Right? Which is ridiculous. Like, but it's so tightly integrated. That's why. And then same with disk space too. If you want, I think you can get up to 4 terabytes on like the Pros, but if you want more than that, you have to go up to the Max. Not because they're like tight asses, although the pricing certainly reflects how much fucking tight asses they are. But because it's physically a requirement.
Yeah, you have to have system the space. Yeah,
like, that's just how they work. You can't put that much.
With that battery life, that does mean you can take it somewhere and do it elsewhere, and not worry about plugging in.
It's like an iPad, because an iPad. When the iPads first came out, it was like, fuck, this thing lasts forever.
Yeah,
but it's the same chips, so it's like, why wouldn't it?
Because usually they'll boast a certain battery life, but then they'll say, but don't run any apps.
Don't actually use it.
That's a factor too.
So we're not saying 22 hours of Adobe Premiere Pro, but
no.
That's at least 10 hours of Adobe Pro.
Watching some videos.
Yeah,
and I think the new M3 CPUs have like hardware decoding for like YouTube, which improves the battery life because it's like optimized for that stuff. So I think
okay.
It's all cool.
The first Mac I ever bought, and I didn't get into Macs until the late 90s with the juicy, colourful iMacs was my first
and
one.
Your one-button mouse.
Yeah, the puck. So I wasn't with Apple II or any of that stuff, Macintosh before then. But the first one that I bought, it was $2,500 for the standard 3 gigabyte storage version. Except I wanted the 10 gigabyte one, of course, which was $3,000. So I had to pay $500 extra to get 10 gigabytes worth of storage.
I remember
space.
my first Mac. It was an Apple Macintosh LC575.
Oh, do you still have that? So is that still at your parents' house? Because I want it.
It's long gone. But
that's
I remember playing X-Wing on it.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
And it was very hard to play. Because remember arrow keys on that keyboard?
Yes.
How they were all in a line?
yeah.
And then to fire, so you couldn't fly the ship or move with the mouse, but you had to fire with the mouse. So you had to fly with the keys.
Well, hold on. So you're using your right hand for both
That's weird.
keyboard, arrow keys, and mouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're sort of flying and then having to fire. So it was a very interesting game to play.
Mm.
That's very odd.
At that point, too, the mouse wasn't a given on any other system other than the Mac. So,
Yeah.
you know, like you could, people would buy a Commodore 64 without even thinking about a mouse.
Yeah, or even a joystick.
Yeah, what do you need a mouse for?
Yeah.
It was not a given that you were going to get a joystick.
No, definitely not. In fact, most people who had a joystick for the C64 had an Atari joystick that they would just use.
I used to plug my Sega Master System control pad in.
That was the best way to do it.
Only
The
one button
Sega
works,
Master
but
System
it
was a
works.
great controller for the time. It was much better.
Yeah.
Plus, it had the 2 buttons. So if you had a lot of the joysticks then were just single button. But if you worked out, like one day you were like, hang on,
If the game
this is the
supported
same
it.
connector.
Very often it didn't. Yeah,
Have you seen they're releasing a new Atari
I
2600?
have seen that. Yeah.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
I'm thinking about it.
It's
not
more
a
expensive
stupid
than I
price.
think. So
No.
I thought it was being a bit cheeky with that price.
I don't know.
I mean, it's got
how
games
much
built
is
into it, so that
How much is it?
It's like, I think it's under 200. I remember that.
Okay.
I think it was like 140 or something. Like it wasn't.
I've got
But
the
it's
one
not-
the re-release that's like its own
A 180.
new console that has no fucking games on it because I guess nobody else bought them, only I did.
But the
It's sitting
thing,
under my
yeah,
TV.
yeah. The
This
thing
will let
is,
you
though,
play your old
that's-
games. It'll plug into a new monitor.
But you can do that. You can get like a Raspberry Pi in a little chassis that looks like a retro console that'll play RetroArch and play any game from any
Yeah, but-
console. This
but
only
think
plays
about-
Atari. Think about
Yeah, but
Atari.
I've got Atari cartridges. I could get them out. I could put them in.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It does play actual Atari cartridges, right?
Yeah.
And they've said they're going to release new games on cartridge that you can buy and play. So that
New
is
Atari
definitely a plus.
2600.
And imagine
Well,
a
not
game
new
coming out-
games, but
No, I mean they should
But-
though.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and imagine like a game that they make now could actually
Oh, they
be
can
a
do a
lot
lot
better.
more
'Cause
now.
remember,
People still
Yeah.
make Game Boy games and
Yep.
and
yeah.
like
Oh, there's a huge Amiga game scene now. There's there's new apps for coding Amiga games that you can code for the old Amiga 500s and stuff that just push the machinery to limits that it just didn't know it could do back in the 80s.
because I think we talked about this. I was toying with the idea of trying to get back into making a Commodore 64 game because I have a Commodore 64 right here on my desk. And just because this is the computer I grew up with and I love it. And I thought about it, but if I do it, I can't get past the idea that I just need to do it on the Commodore 64, right? I've got this thing here. Whereas a lot of the tutorials online and people who do it
on
now,
PC.
They do it, exactly. They do it on a modern computer with like a modern compiler and tools that kind of makes a file that can run on this. And I'm like, that feels a bit gross though.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking like I always go back to like Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, like
All the
Xbox
way back
360.
there.
When that game came out, and like both came out in the same console, and they are worlds apart.
Mm.
So I'm just imagine what people could go back and do
earlier and
now
late
that there's a
release,
market for it.
That's so true.
They still make Commodore 64 games, like and Amiga games, and like I said, we get press releases for Game Boy cartridges.
Yeah, I'm
Make it
seeing,
now.
and a lot of Kickstarter. You're seeing a lot of games. Hey, we're going to release this on Game Boy, and
It's cool, fucking cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to
Which is also a
itch.io,
bit
you can specify your platform and
Oh, yeah.
and just look at games just for C64, and they'll run on your C64 emulator if that's what you want to play it on.
Yeah.
But they'll also run on your C64
Okay.
if you've got a way to.
No, I can't reach it, but yeah, I've got a little SD card reader attached to it.
are you
Right,
seeing
there
that
you go.
some of the old Game Boy cartridges are starting to die
Oh, like the
because their batteries are dying? Yep.
Yeah.
Which is an easy fix, but
Yeah, but unless you've
so
got like,
if your Game Boy cartridge dies, maybe it just needs a new battery, which
you
is
had all the
weird.
Pokemon
But
and your battery
For the actual
dies, and then
cartridge.
your saves is gone. That's
Yeah.
So I've been playing some retro games this week because Harper, my daughter, is massively into dinosaurs at the moment, like just next level into dinosaurs.
Awesome.
And so we've been playing Jurassic Park, right? But we've been playing both the SNES version and the Mega Drive / Genesis version, and they couldn't be more different.
Yes.
It's funny how
The
that used to
SNES
happen.
version was done by Ocean, right? Which got most of the licensed
I recall
games
they were
back
pretty
in the
good
day.
generally.
They did the Batmans and all of those ones, right? And it's pretty good, isometric. You're basically looking at Alan Grant's hat as he goes around and tries to round up dinosaurs. It kind of looks like, I mean, it's for Nintendo, right? So it kind of looks like Pokemon or Zelda or there's that kind of vibe. The Genesis one in true Sega style is like the darkest, like cinematic platformer you could imagine.
Right. Oh, it's like a side scroller.
Side scroller, realistic, more realistic character. Grant gets fucking murdered if you touch a dinosaur. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he gets brutalized by these pterosaurs and stuff. Excellent, but both good, both equally good. She loves them.
It's so funny that they always just make completely different games.
Yeah,
on the two platforms. Because I remember being disappointed once. Like, there was something my friend had, and I was like, "Oh, I want to play that." And I got the Sega version. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, the Alien 3 version on Nintendo and Mega Drive couldn't be more different as well. It's the same thing. One of them is a very sanitized, just like it looks like fucking Mario, and the other one is like, oh yeah, you want to see death?
Well, that was really what the console wars was about, because they were different games.
I think that's why I was always a Sega guy when I was a kid.
I was
like,
too.
Like, as I had my friends be like, look at Mario, and I'm like, look at what I'm fucking playing. Like, it was just always so much. Oh, Flashback, Another World, like that era. That's what the Mega Drive version
and Earl.
Yeah,
it's a fucking weird game.
Have you seen they're actually making a Flashback 2?
Yes, I have seen this.
I'm scared.
Yeah, look, honestly, did you ever play the Flashback remake? So
I did. They added stuff.
It was a 3D remake. Flashback 2 looks like that. And I'm not interested. Unless they make it look 16-bit, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Then I'll get a tattoo of it.
Yeah.
Just give it to, just feed it through ChatGPT or DALL-E and
just make this. It does remind me,
16-bit.
I do need some help.
Okay, with tattoos?
With tattoos.
Okay.
I'm booking to get another tattoo on the 1st of December.
Okay. And you don't know what it is.
Don't know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
It's like
so I'm thinking my right arm just
I can't decide what I want, therefore I don't make an appointment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, I get a tattoo, I leave, and I book. We've got a great relationship, me and my tattooist. But I'm thinking about two little
she thinks it's wonderful.
Listeners.
Yeah.
Come up with an idea. Nerdy me.
Right, podcast at multiplenerdgasm.com.
Okay, so let's just go down the checklist of things you like that you already have. You have a Robotech tattoo already, right?
I've got a couple of Robotechs.
You got Fallout already.
You got a couple Star Wars.
Yep,
you got Star Wars already.
You've got Star Wars.
You've got us. I should have led with that. You've got us. You got a multiple Nerdgasm tattoo. Got Halo.
Halo.
You got the Xbox logo if you just want to be generic.
I've got Streets of Rage and Alex the Kid. Donald Duck.
Do you have a Babylon 5 tattoo?
Stop saying Alex the Kid, because people are going to not know that you're being ironic. It's just Alex Kidd, all right? And
I've got 2 Babylon 5 tattoos.
2 B5 tattoos now. I know. Some of these I don't think I even knew about. I don't think I knew about Alex Kidd.
I'm okay to double up. Like, it doesn't need to be new. I just need
No, but I just think
just get one over the top of the one you already have of the same thing.
I do know when I eventually run out of space, I know what I'm getting for the background.
Tetris? Yeah, that'd be great.
Tetris on one arm, columns on the other. But
did you watch the Tetris movie yet, Luke? By the way,
no, I haven't.
You got to watch it. It's fucking great. It is far more exciting than I am certain those events actually were.
Yeah. Did we talk about this? I watched Blackberry. We did talk about.
Oh,
this, right?
Did you? Not with me on. Because I recommended you watch it, and then this is the last time we spoke about it. Yeah, great, right?
Yeah, really good.
And how fucking good is Glenn Howerton?
So good.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Oscar buzz.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
There's no way they will give it to him.
I don't know, man. He is gunning for it. He is doing projects that aren't always sunny. Like trying to break out of that mold.
I don't know. Juilliard, he's got to do something.
He did go to Juilliard, yeah.
The people who vote for it are going to go, but he's always sunny. We can't do that.
I read an article recently about why they decided to eventually drop the Philadelphia accents, and I'm like, I did not notice that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No, apparently season 1 they're doing the accents. Yeah, apparently they're doing the accents in the first season, and then they just decide not to anymore.
Maybe it's because we don't really get it because it's just all American.
Yeah, probably.
Could
be.
I imagine Philly's more like kind of Bostonish, is it? Like the pod.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been there a couple of times. I don't remember.
Then again, I think Boston and Chicago but that's, like you said, Luke, we don't hear the nuance. I can tell New York and I can tell Southern are different from Los Angeles, but that's it.
But that's it. Yeah. Whereas, there are different between the states, and there's even differences in Australia, but I can't pick them.
I'm pretty tuned in.
I can pick Bogan.
Yeah.
To the Aussie regions. No, because I always think the Queensland accent is different from the Sydney one.
And Perth is evidently different as well.
Yeah, Melbourne's got their little nuances. They say castle instead of castle and stuff.
Huh.
And there's a whole difference between like little Frankwoods, whether they're little boys or not.
It. No one says that but you pervert. Tiny little dicks.com. While we're talking about movies, I've got to say I watched a film recently. It's called Dungeons and Dragons.
Did you?
This is the best film of the year.
It's great, isn't it?
This has no right to be this good. The writing is amazing. Chris Pine's performance in this, who knew he could be this funny?
I really think we should wait for Jeremy.
So good. It is. Luke, this is like they watch one of our games and went, we're doing that as the movie. Like the scene where they fight that obese dragon. There's a dragon that's coming after them, but it's obese. And it's trying to roll toward I was in tears of laughter.
It's very funny.
All right, I will watch that after when we finish today.
No, I would normally try not to overhype. This has everything you want in a movie. It's like high fantasy, but also just beautifully written and also hilariously funny.
It's very funny. It's Jonathan. It's Jonathan, not Jeremy. Jonathan.
Oh yeah,
he wants to wait. For
that's right. I really think we should wait. It's not a spoiler. It happens so early on, but fuck, that's a great scene.
The trailers didn't make me want to watch this movie at all.
The only reason I watched it is because Matt said, and
the
Luke,
only
if
reason
you
I
watched
it is because my friends who used to play D&D with said, "Wait, you haven't watched it? You've got to watch it."
Yeah, and
it is watching a D&D game but made into a movie.
And if you have played D&D, you will know that you'll get more jokes than if you haven't played it.
And if you've seen the way they keep giving that guy all the stuff to carry because he's got a bag of holding, but they never say that he's got a bag of holding. He just keeps putting stuff in his bag. Like it's so funny.
Mate, when they come up against the 80s cartoon D&D characters.
Oh yeah, in the
maze. Amazing. Yeah. So good. Hugh Grant, so good.
That fucking Paladin guy's great too.
Mate, fucking...
Is he going to walk around that rock? Nah.
No, straight over it. He is so good. Michelle Rodriguez plays the tough Latino chick hilariously. Hilariously.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh yeah, her husband or her ex-husband. Oh, so funny.
Yeah. But even the fact that Chris Pine's his character is he's a bard, right? Yeah. And so like he brings the power of bard, like the power of song. Like that's his like, and occasionally he'll be like, okay, I'll bust out a song. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch it, Luke. You'll like it. Guaranteed you'll like it.
I watched the other movie that we have on here to discuss. Pain Hustlers.
See, I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, did I add that?
I mean, that would explain it.
Okay, hold on. Let me Google this. I mean, it sounds...
Yeah,
Sounds like it could be pornography.
It has another Chris in it.
It's got
Evans.
The worst of all Chris's. Right. He came last, right? Oh, Emily Blunt. I like her. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's from Oppenheimer.
So it's sort of
Catherine O'Hara's in it. Yeah.
Oh, I like her.
I took away differently than what the movie is trying to portray. So the movie is all about how like reps are trying to push drugs and how they're all bad and the opioid system drugs are all bad.
It's about big pharma.
Looking at it going, but I'm looking at it going, no, these drugs would help me.
Yeah.
But you're making it bad by pushing it for people who don't need it.
Right.
It's actually quite an interesting story.
Oh, interesting. I'm watching a show about Big Pharma at the moment too that I know that at least one of you have seen. Last night I watched the first episode of House of Usher. Fucking off to a strong start. It's fuck me.
Hannah is watching it and
what a
she's
great first episode.
Amazing.
It's so good.
And it's got like a lot of people we like in it, right?
Mate, the cast is amazing. Hey, if you've
Mark
seen
Hamill.
any of his other shows or films, all his regulars are in there, but then he's just doubled down with some other great actors.
Mark Hamill is so good in it.
Because he's not Mark Hamill.
I have seen
He's not doing his normal Mark Hamill role.
No, he's talk like this and he's a fucking cunt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He wouldn't say it like that, though. He still doesn't use any foul language.
No, I loved it.
Yet.
So Pain Hustlers is a film or a TV show?
Film.
A film.
Look, I recommend it, but I just watch it because it's all about like the fentanyl stuff. And
okay. This probably wasn't going to be on my radar, but it's directed by somebody who did several of the Harry Potters.
It's sort of like...
Wait, which ones?
Talk like doctors just prescribing it for anything and everything
Order of the
they
Phoenix,
get kickbacks from it.
Prince, and...
The Deathly Hallows?
Deathly Hallows.
Okay.
I took away...
So okay. Yeah, I know.
Like, if you watch it, I think you'll understand what they're trying to push, how this is all bad. But I'm looking at it, yes, that's bad, but this could help. If done right.
Give me the drug. So conservative now in his old age, he's like, I support Big Pharma. Hillary Harley. I don't know who that is, but I might watch it just for that.
Hillary Harley, she's from the Vampire Diaries. I was like, she looks familiar. I know. Yeah, she's from the Vampire Diaries.
She's not a huge character. She's in it.
Don't get your hopes up, is what he's saying.
Speaking of very small characters or just small actresses playing big characters, I watched something else. So we were talking offline before about how our daughters won't go to bed anymore.
Yes.
My daughter spent several weeks only going to sleep if I was on the floor of her bedroom, also pretending to go to sleep. And so
I don't have to do that. Sarah,
how's that for your back?
Yeah, not good. Not good for anything. Not good for my fucking nasal passages. Breathing in dust off the floor either. But
not good for your self-esteem.
Just not good. Just not good. Full stop. Right. So, but I couldn't have my laptop there or my Switch. She'd be like, "Dad, go to sleep."
Yeah.
But I couldn't
say, "Put your phone away."
Yeah, so I could have my phone. It was the one thing I could have because I could kind of have it under, out of sight. But it meant that I could only watch essentially YouTube or Netflix. All right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what's on my net? And I hadn't turned on the Netflix for probably a year. But I'm like, what's on Netflix that was always on my list? I'm like, okay, well, people have stopped shitting on about how good Wednesday is now, so I'll give it a go now that the hype's gone. Yeah, it's pretty good. I watched the whole thing over a few nights. It's good. Look, I like the characters. I like the tone. I like the story. I didn't give a shit about the actual mystery they were trying to solve. Sure. And when they reveal who it is, I'm like, okay, fine. It could have been literally anyone in this town. You picked that person, fine. I guess it's the Buffy of this generation. It's so Buffy adjacent in its tone. And the only thing that really annoyed me about it was that I felt the characters were trying to be a little too hip, a little too here and now. And then I had to remind myself that that's what Buffy did. We just didn't know it was on the nose because we were 15 when we started watching that.
I found it, the issue character-wise was, Wednesday is supposed to be very detached and not care, but she
goes an awful lot of effort to do certain things.
Yeah, like turning that around. And it's like, where are you going to go from there now? She's not Wednesday from the
she's supposed to be the one who's different, and yet she goes to a school full of freaks and vampires and things. And also, it's like, isn't she but they still refer to her as the goth one, and she gets a specially made uniform that is black instead of blue.
That's true, yeah.
But then again, she doesn't want to be like her mum, because her mum went to the fucking dark prom and all of this stuff. And it's like, well, you are. But then again,
like, just squint and don't worry about that.
Yeah, squint, exactly. Yeah, squint or be 15 and don't care. It's the first time you're being exposed to these kind of stories, and you'll think. And
she's very good at it. She's very funny. Like, her delivery was spot on. Like,
she's just great in everything she's in.
Yeah, she is very good. Yeah,
like she is I think she's basically booked in as soon as they're allowed to start filming again. She's got a lot of things back to back.
Oh, totally. Yeah. She's doing all the screams now. She'll
be hot property. Beetlejuice sequel coming soon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they're filming that near me.
Oh,
someone stole. Oh, yeah,
because she's playing the daughter, isn't she?
There was a news article going around. It's up near Vermont Place where they're filming, and someone stole a bunch of shit off the set.
Was it you?
Sculptures.
Was you were there recently?
Should I check your Vermont house? You're saying too much. They might sell off some stuff after, though.
Oh yeah.
They did an auction for. I mean, they don't do a whole lot of filming in Sydney, but I remember when they did Moulin Rouge back in the day, they sold off all the furniture after that, and I was like, I'd love some Moulin Rouge furniture in my house.
Look into that.
No, they do sell it off.
Someone stole.
Just check tradingpost.com at the time.
Yeah, the sculptures that they have in the first one. That grabs. Who's it? Grabs somebody. The one that like closes around like a rib cage.
Yeah,
they've got stolen from the set and some other stuff.
Recently,
I was
Googling. You know when they go to purgatory and there's the receptionist who's receptionist there forever because she committed suicide. That actress is also the female lead in The Three Amigos.
Huh.
You know, the one who actually goes and writes to the Three Amigos.
I know, I've seen that.
So this woman sees a film with the Three Amigos. This is what's happening in my town. I need to contact these guys. Yeah, and they think it's a film. Yeah. So her is also that small part, but she died last year, and I was like, it's sad when you see the was instead of is on somebody's IMDb, and then you're like, was? No.
She could have been geeking a week.
She could have been, but I mean, it's not like
maybe she was, and we just don't remember that it came up.
Yeah, it's very possible. Sometimes I have to Google if Sean Connery's still alive because I just can't remember if he's dead or just retired.
Yeah,
Christopher Lee. I realized the other day because somebody said he died back in the 2016 or something. I was like, what? First I've heard of this. Like, no, it's not.
I watched a really great documentary. It's an old BBC documentary by Mark Gatiss from. Was it Gentleman's League of Arseholes, I think, and he went on to do Sherlock and some other stuff. Anyway, it's he made this documentary. It's a 3-part BBC documentary about the history of horror and 3 of his favorite eras from horror.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I did. Yeah. So there's the Universal movies, then the Hammer.
It's great, isn't it? Stuff. He is so knowledgeable about horror. I had no idea that was his passion.
Because it's older, like it's from probably 10, 15 years ago. He's got interviews with people who are dead now.
Yeah.
That it's like super interesting. Like the people from someone who worked on Dracula, like the original Dracula, Bela Lugosi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, and then he's got
it's a very informative. I think that's where I learned about
and
the Spanish version of the Dracula as well.
Oh, right, sure.
Yep. I think that I didn't know about it before I watched his. It's funny when you hear people's actual passions and their side projects. You guys know the actor Simon Cowell? You'll definitely know him. He was the big fat gay guy from 4 Weddings and a Funeral, right? He has written 3 books on Orson Welles. And I only know this because when I was doing my master's dissertation on Orson, a lot of the sources I was citing as Simon Cowell. I'm like, this isn't the Simon. Yeah, he's an actor for a job, but what he really loves is writing books about Orson Welles.
Wow,
specifically.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, anyway, look it up. It's the history of horror with Mark Gatiss.
It's excellent.
It's called something like that. Is it Mark Gatiss? Am I getting his name right?
I wouldn't have known his name if you didn't say it and describe who he was. But
Mark Gatiss. Yeah, he played
you'd know him if you've watched
Sherlock Holmes'
British
brother?
shows. Yeah, Mycroft.
Mycroft. Yeah. In Sherlock, he's very good.
Yes, he is.
So the League of Gentlemen is the show. League of Assholes is an old forum that we used to fuck around back in the day.
But not the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is the film that ruined Sean Connery's career.
Yes.
That's where he just went, I don't understand anymore, I retire.
So Luke, you said something last week.
I read a quote about that, whereas the reason that he did it was because somebody else, he thought
because he turned down The Matrix, wasn't it?
That's right. It was something like that, where he thought they were fucking stupid, and then he turned down some movie that went on to become like.
I think it's The Matrix. I think they offered him Morpheus in Matrix, and he turned it down.
And then he was like, "Well, I'm never doing that again." And then
he goes, "I'll just do whatever crazy movie young people tell me to do."
Yep. And he went, "I'm out."
Have you heard the internet theory, that his character in The Rock is his James Bond as an older man?
That's pretty good.
I don't know what it is. You'd have to Google it, but there's people have sourced it and said that the timing adds up, and that the character he plays is essentially just the James continuation Bond of his Bond.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
People read a lot into things.
Yes, they do. I read into something you said last week, Luke, when you were saying that how you still love Highlander 2, and then you kind of second guessed and said, well, it's probably been 20 years since I've seen it. Maybe I'll give it another watch. And I started thinking, I definitely want to do that. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch Highlander 1 again, because it's been quite a long time since I've even seen that. And then I'm going to follow it with Highlander 2 and just see how I feel.
Jenna had never seen Highlander, and we put it on one night, and she did not like it. And I was like, I can tell why.
You can feel,
it's of its time.
It's one of those things you had to grow up with. Like it was.
Yes.
Well, that's why I wonder how they're going to do the remake. You guys discussed it last week. We don't have to go back over it, but I kind of hope that they just go back to the original screenplay, and I mean the original too, because they dulled it down a little bit for the version that they did. Do you know that was written by a first year screenwriting student? Because this is just what happens when you live in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
He wrote it as an assignment for his, handed it in, and his teacher was like, this is pretty good. And then he was drinking with a mate of his who's a producer. He's like, any of your kids turning in anything good? He's like, actually, yes. Have a read of this. And then he's like, I'm taking this straight to fucking Paramount or whatever.
Also, if you look at the first one, the big part of that movie was just the soundtrack.
Yeah. But obviously none of that was in the script. They
unless it was.
No, apparently it wasn't. Apparently the screenwriter hated that they put Queen in there, hated that they put a bunch of jokes, and apparently he was like, this is meant to be dead serious. He's like, stop camping it up. My Immortals are deadly serious.
But the soundtrack was amazing.
It's like Tim Burton with Prince, where they're like, Prince is going to do music. No, he's not. Danny Elfman's going to do music. No, they're both going to do it.
Yeah. Prince is like, well, co-write it. No, Elfman's like, no. Elfman's like, he just took his hands off a woman he was sexually assaulting long enough to say, Prince, I'm not doing this.
You leave him alone.
That's what she said.
You leave him alone, woman.
I recently watched a whole bunch of Oingo Boingo music videos.
Little girls amongst them?
That's not why I...
No, I mean the song Little Girls.
Oh, sure, man. I mean, I don't need... When you're talking about Danny Elfman, Danny, I touch who I want, Elfman. Don't you know who I am? Not really my thing, to be honest. And I like bizarre 80s bands.
You don't like Oingo Boingo?
It's not really my thing. No, it's not really my thing. I really tried too. I was like, I'll give this a good listen.
The Little Girls is what it sounds like, but it's written as a, he was just trying to be edgy or whatever, and it's kind of a joke. And then when they made the music video, he was like, oh, they're never going to play this. And then they did, and he was like, all right then. The song is what it sounds like, but it's meant as like a shock factor kind of thing.
Yeah, it is, except that now he's 90 and everyone's like, yeah, by the way, 40 years ago he molested me.
They haven't said that as such. We can talk about the specifics if you want to, but we don't have to.
It's been alleged that
he certainly he was in a position of power, and he asked if he could do things and didn't consider that was not appropriate because he's, could affect their job.
I think you said it perfectly good last week, actually, Matt. And you said celebrities have to navigate where the line is.
Yes.
When their celebrity makes it not okay for them to do things that it would have been okay when they weren't a celebrity.
His case, I think, to me, when I read it, it sounds like that, where it's like he's a weirdo and he's used to, doing weird shit. And he didn't notice at some point that they maybe didn't want to be doing the same weird shit that he wanted to be doing. They're just doing it because they think they have to.
But also, I think, like when we were kids, when we were like teenagers, I'm not saying this is why we got into music.
And I'm not trying to make excuses.
No,
I
understand.
To be clear, sorry. Just in case that's not clear to the listeners.
No, but I think there did used to be a finer line than now. And I'm not saying it was right or wrong then, but I can understand why people were confused, because when we used to talk about rock stars, it was like, well, you can fuck whoever you want because you're a rock star. And I think that's a lot of people got into it because of that.
Yeah.
And then
just fucking whoever they wanted to?
Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
He is famous for just sleeping with groupies.
Yeah,
you definitely shouldn't do that now.
Well, you guys were talking about Russell Brand last week and how, like, I know people personally that Russell Brand has fucked because he will literally fuck anyone. And evidently, he doesn't ask you if you want to fuck. He just starts fucking you unless you tell him to stop. Like, that's his thing, right? His thing is...
You can't call him on it.
But you know how, like
but that's
I would have to really, really know that somebody
not to
wanted
make
me
excuses
to have sex.
for him, right? Because I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But he's very clear. He's always been like that.
He's been sexually aggressive.
And it wasn't
as his
a
charm.
problem until it got to a point where people weren't telling him to stop because they necessarily were into it. They were telling. They were avoiding telling him to stop because they were worried they were going to lose their job, or that they weren't going to get whatever it was that they thought he could do from and that's where you get. That's where you have to be careful.
Yeah,
I think.
But then again, we know that because we're intelligent people. But I think there's people who actually went, she might think that she's going to lose her job unless she sleeps with me. I think I'm in. I think there's some real, like, Joss Whedon.
Sure.
Sure. He's the first to admit he molested a bunch of people because he was like, if I didn't try to sleep with them while I was their boss, they wouldn't have slept with me. And we're like, that's the problem.
No, I love that, but I just think just to say, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? If I didn't have sex with them then and there in that scenario, they were never going to find me.
Yeah, that's right. No, it was only because of my professional position of power that they felt they couldn't say no.
It sounds like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
That's right. I'm not understanding this, Josh. Yeah, no. They didn't say no because they felt they couldn't say no.
Oh,
it's clear now, though. It's very clear now. I think everyone understands now.
I think so. I hope so.
Unfortunately, they don't.
I hope that they do. I hope that they've learned. I hope F. Murray Abraham has learned his lesson.
Yeah,
he made just jokes. Just jokes.
Let's go to some fun. I'm gonna try and play a game with you both.
Ooh, okay.
Am I going to want to play this game? Because as we've made clear, you have to check first.
I'm going to check. Do you want to play a game?
Yes.
I consent to this game.
Okay. I want you to try and work out what movie these reviews are about.
Okay.
I'm going to start with bad reviews, and we're going to get better.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What's this called?
I don't know what it's called yet.
Okay. All right then.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, because we don't know what it's called, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I downloaded it for free, but I'm still pissed off that I wasted 2 hours of my time. I want to go to the director and spit in his face as many times as I can till I die of dehydration.
Wow.
Any ideas yet?
Is it the tail job?
It's not the tail job, is it?
It's not the tail job.
I just better check.
Now,
a lot of people do spit at me.
These are not critic reviews. These are user
Yeah.
reviews.
No, I mean, I assumed that wasn't like Chicago Tribune.
Yeah. So when you know, forget what the people said to you at Slam Dance, Dan. This is
Okay.
Worst movie ever. I want to spit into the director's face until I die of dehydration. Fuck. What's the worst movie
Right, we'll
I've
go to
ever
the next
seen?
one.
Well, hold on. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, we don't-
No, you can try. You can try. Yes.
Isn't trying the point of that?
Yeah.
Is it,
Matt, any ideas? Can we work together or are we versing each other?
You can work together if you want.
Is it a recent film? Can we do like 20 questions sort of thing?
It must have been
define
something
recent.
he thought was going to be good, right? It couldn't, because you couldn't go, oh, it's The Room, right? Do you know what I mean? Because everyone
Sure.
knows that's bad. So it must have been like something that it was hyped up, like maybe, fuck, I can't even remember. What's that? What's the shitty middle Star Wars sequel trilogy movie?
The Last Jedi.
No, the other one. Wait, is The Last Jedi the middle one? Yeah, Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last
Is it
Jedi.
Last Jedi?
It's not The Last Jedi.
Is it,
Look,
so
Rise of
one-
Skywalker?
are you going to give us more reviews for the same movie or the
Same movie. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I just realized
Okay.
that's probably what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, this one might give you a bit more of a hint.
Okay.
The plot and subject is great, but Nolan lost the plot somewhere midway and focuses the movie on things, great plot, which could have been a good movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this narrows it down
Did
quite a
you
bit.
write the first
because-
review?
Yeah.
I did not.
No, but there's a lot of criticism put at Nolan, but there's only one film of his that I think people have said it started off good and then wasn't good by the end, and that's Oppenheimer.
Interesting.
It's not Oppenheimer.
Not Oppenheimer.
Noppenheimer.
Okay. The next one.
Yeah.
Will probably forever go down as the most underrated musical score in cinema history. Hans Zimmer's impact on this already amazing film is incredible.
Well, that narrows
Well, it could be any of them
No,
that he's done.
It's not Tenet, not Oppenheimer.
No. I mean, I
gotta
think the
be-
score. I think the score for Interstellar is amazing. I think that's the best.
It's fantastic. Absolutely. Is it Interstellar?
It's Interstellar.
Yeah.
Read the second review again now that we. Wait, actually, read the first review now that we know.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking hell.
I downloaded it for free, but I'm still pissed off that I wasted 2 hours
I mean,
of my
we were
time.
confused the first time we saw it. I'll admit that.
But
didn't-
did you
I didn't
want
think it was
to
the
go
worst.
to the
I didn't wanna
director and spit in his
I
face
didn't wanna spit
as
in
many
his mouth.
times as I can and die of dehydration?
That's the difference. I wanted to watch it again to figure out. I assumed
Yeah.
I was wrong.
You get correct. Yeah.
That's
I assume
what I
I'm wrong about Interstellar. I mean, not Interstellar. We're talking about Interstellar. About Oppenheimer because I didn't get out of it what clearly he wanted me to, and that's on me. So I've got to watch it again. Matt, you've got to watch Tenet again with some actual speakers.
I do.
so
I do. We
that you
should
can
talk about
fucking
that.
hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard what I said. I watched it on a plane.
He wants to
didn't like
watch. He wants you to watch it at IMAX, and you watched it on a 16 centimeter fucking plane back of a seat.
it. Yeah. And I fell asleep in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I woke up and I
Now-
didn't understand what was going on. Who knew that could happen?
This
Tenet
one's
is
gonna be different.
Fucking great.
I'm going to tell you the movie,
Mm.
Oh.
and then you have to pick which review.
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Which is correct or is for that?
Is correct.
Or is
Correct.
Yeah.
was actually
All right.
given.
No, is for that movie. Yes, that is correct. So I'm not saying not. So we have. This is the third of my favorite movies that received negative up to moderate reviews that I found within 30 minutes. Now I'm convinced that there is in fact a terror network of critics to rate world-class movies and their performance made in USA negative.
Okay.
Really, just terrible movie. What were they thinking? I mean, really, what were they thinking? Thousands of years of lore, and this is what they come up with. Shameful.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thor.
And this film is squarely targeted for children, but does a good job of weaving references from the franchise throughout the origin film story. Decent family-friendly entertainment. So which one is for Solo?
Solo.
Solo.
Thousands of years of lore. Oh, I mean, I guess.
It sounds more like a Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
of some sort.
I mean, yeah. It's not like they've been making the films for thousands of years, but I guess there is collectively thousands of years of lore.
I mean,
if you,
like, as in,
if you consider the Old Republic.
yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
Yep. That's all there, yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So we're going to go with that one.
What's the? Can you repeat the first?
The
Oh,
first
no, that
one.
was the
This is
first
my.
one. I've kind of
the
forgot what
first
you
one is-
said.
This is the third of my favorite movies that received negative up to moderate reviews
Right,
that I found
the
within 30
conspiracy.
minutes.
Third of
Yeah,
his
the conspiracy.
favorite movies that received negative
So
reviews.
just that
I'm gonna
user.
That's a
say
really
it's- I'm
get-
going to
yeah.
say it's that one. I reckon that's a big Star Wars fan who's upset. I reckon it's number one is
and the last one is good, family friendly fun. Yeah, that's definitely not. No,
That's
not that it's not
okay.
family friendly, but just no one thought this was good fun.
So you are right. The first one is correct.
Hey,
The thousands of year of lore is from the My Little Pony movie.
that spans thousands of years. Wow.
Thousands of
And
years
the
of lore.
And the film that is totally targeted children, but is a good job of weaving references from franchise throughout, is the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Okay. Yeah. See,
Oh.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, I got to watch that.
The problem with Super Mario, and again, this is something you guys talk. I listened to last week's episode in my car, and I was just talking back to you guys the entire time. You just couldn't hear what I was saying.
Oh, we could hear you. We knew it.
Yeah. The reason I think none of us have watched the Super Mario Brothers movie is we all enjoy the Super Mario Brothers games, but we don't give a shit about the character of
story-
Mario.
No.
Like
The
that,
story
you could tell
is
me,
nonsense. There's no story.
yeah, that's what I mean. But like, there's some video
The
games,
princess is in another castle. Actually, that's not even the case anymore. It's just about collecting stars and moons.
Yeah.
yeah. But like when they've said they're going to do the Fallout TV show, I'll give that a watch because I
Sure.
want to see what kind of character development they've given the Wastelander. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is interesting. Mario, he's a plumber. He jumps on pipes and he rides around on Yoshi. Like, okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Good
the
for
story
him.
is nonsense.
I
It
don't
changes all the
care.
time. Remember we
Yeah.
did, this might have been an after party thing, where we tried to figure out who the fuck is Waluigi? Jimmy T. Waluigi?
James T. Waluigi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's nonsensical.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But
did
we-
Mario and Wario meet one day and go, that's funny, our names rhyme. And then Luigi's like, and what's your mate's name? This is Waluigi.
Waluigi. But then Waluigi actually means evil Luigi in Japanese.
Oh, I thought it was just because Mario was Wario.
Wario.
Yeah. No,
And it's-
but that's
Oh, so it's
That's what I
also
mean.
a pun that we didn't even
it's
get.
just so that's what I mean. It's incomprehensible. It's
Mm.
That's insane.
yeah. Because Waluigi didn't exist when Wario was created. Wario
No.
was created on the Game Boy as just like a little mini game thing, and it clearly
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just a
But
play
I
on
thought-
Mario.
Yes, but then Waluigi surely was a joke.
Yeah.
Like Wario
You
and
would think
Mario
so.
sound, at least they rhyme, but then Luigi and
But in Japanese,
Waluigi.
it actually means something apparently, which
Yes.
is
Amazing.
fucking
Yeah, bad Luigi.
Wow.
yeah, right.
Because Waru simply translates to bad, so
Right.
Yeah.
Waluigi is bad Luigi.
It's just one of those funny little language things, I guess, that we don't
But
get.
Wario
here.
came first.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, ridiculous. It just makes no sense. That's why
Yes.
when they said they were making a movie, it's like,
Mm.
the fuck is this going to be? It could be literally anything. You're not tied
Yes.
to any
Yeah,
particular,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Whereas with
You could
Fallout,
just
there
remake
is-
Chinatown, but with
Yeah.
Mario as the lead
well, I'm
character.
still a Mario's movie, and they didn't even mention his kids.
Or his ex-wife?
Yeah.
But Fallout, on the other hand, I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping they have the humor in it as well,
So
but not silly.
my
like,
wife has seen some of it. She's not even allowed to tell me if, what she's seen or if
I hope
it's
you're
any
allowed
good.
to say that she's seen it. Oh,
Probably
that's
not.
really big
Mm.
trouble.
Beep just when I say my wife.
All right. Oh wait, B. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh, you
yeah,
can
we
do it in
went to
real
be able to
time?
do something.
Marker created. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that pop up. Yeah, we can create markers now. So if we
We gotta
say
learn-
something,
we got to learn to use our
it'll go,
tools correctly.
hey,
Mm.
you need to edit
I thought you were going to
this."
try to beat me in real time. I was like, fucking try it, Matt. Lucas, that was a good concept. Is there a round 3 of this game?
There is not, sorry.
No, that's all right.
I just wanted to test that out. 'Cause
That's good. I
It's
liked
actually
it.
quite hard to find ones that don't say the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some really.
I used to have
weird
to
ones
try to
out there.
find sayings that sounded like they could have been fucking William Shatner or the Dalai Lama. So I
But
understand.
like, that first one, like, I want to spit in the director's face until I die of dehydration. Like, what?
That's a great. That's a
I want
very,
the
very
director to
good.
suck my tongue. Oh, that's the Dalai Lama.
Yeah. Oh
So yeah, I will try and find a few of these, but yeah.
no, that's Danny Elfman, man. Before we go, we've got a little bit of time left, but Luke, did you attempt to create a game?
I think we just played it.
That was it.
I thought you meant a video game.
I thought that too when I saw it, and I was like, "Fuck yes!"
Yeah, no. That was the game I attempted to create.
Right.
That I stole from a.
Well, I've got some good
Twitch
news for you,
streamer.
Luke. You did create one.
You did, yeah. I think that's why attempted threw me. I thought you had abandoned. Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay.
I didn't know how it was going to work.
Can I just quickly talk about a game that somebody else attempted to make and then later did make, but released it in between those 2 points, and that's Cyberpunk. No?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, I see what you did there.
I'm actually jealous of you for being able to play through this again, or you're just not
Don't be.
liking it.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Really?
I wish this is the third playthrough I've tried now. I've gone back to the start 3 times. This city
Wow,
seems
this
fucking
sounds like
big.
it's hurting you.
No, I wanted to like this. There's so much to like about it. The character's fine. It looks great. But like, I feel it's just a bit like, okay, now I'm just driving around. I'm shit at driving around. I fucking accidentally tailgated someone and the cops came and like mission failed. I'm like, okay, well, now this has gone really bad.
Didn't used to
Yeah,
care.
if
so-
you had to play that at the start, the cops would not have cared.
No,
at
well, they
all.
care. And here's the thing. I'm terrible at any games involving driving where I have to drive on the American side of the road. Like, my brain just doesn't understand how to do it. And I'm playing LA Noire on the Switch at the moment, which is amazing, by the way. It's 10 out of 10 on the Switch. But same thing. And I'm like, I'm going to make a right turn. I've got a green light. And yet there's people coming past me. And I'm like, hold on, don't I have right of way here? Like, I don't clearly there's nuance in the American driving system that I just am not aware of.
You can turn right on red.
Okay.
Yes.
Why? That makes no fucking sense.
Well, right is
That does.
right
It's
is
like
the
turning
equivalent
left
of
on
left.
red.
Exactly. If
shouldn't-
you were in Australia and you got to a red light, as long as you stop, you can basically, if you're turning left, so let's pretend this is Australia, so it's easy.
No, I understand. If you can go for it left, but only if it's one of
Where the
those
sign
very
says
rare
so.
places that has a sign saying left turn anytime with care.
In America,
Here,
that's not
that's
a thing. You
everywhere.
can just do it.
Yeah,
that's
fucking
everywhere.
hell.
Unless you're in a state
Let-
that it isn't legal, which you would need to know ahead of time, or there's a
Yeah.
sign that says you can't.
You can't
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, I
Also,
actually am sort of jealous
Why
about you
the
playing
fuck does it
Cyberpunk,
take
though.
10 minutes for me to get from my car to my apartment? Like, fucking hell.
Oh, and
I
you
can't
can't go-
fast
you
track
can
up
go
into
all the
my
way up.
apartment. Like, Jesus Christ.
You can.
The amount of wasted time in this fucking
You can
game.
fast travel.
Yeah, you can.
Can I? All right. Well, it didn't make that clear to me.
But because I'm playing the DLC for it that finally came out.
Oh,
It's been
because
so long
To
since
fast
it
travel,
came
you've
out.
got to go to a fast travel station.
Oh,
Maybe
fuck
Yes.
off. No, fuck
No,
off.
as in there's like terminals around and you can fast travel between them. And one of them
So
is
they've,
right
they've built
outside
it
your
into the
apartment.
story of the game, the fast traveling.
Yes.
You're teleporting, essentially.
Yeah.
Outside your apartment you go out and then like a little bit to the left, I think, is like a little computer and that's a
Okay.
fast travel terminal.
Well, nobody has told me that.
I think that's
So
what
I've
it
just
is.
been walking up the fucking stairs every fucking time.
Catching the elevator, walking the stairs. No,
Trying-
but I've tried to play
Yeah, that'd be
DLC,
annoying.
but I can't get into it because it's been so long since I've played the game. It's not like normal DLC, which comes out fairly close. I don't remember the game at all, so it's. And I'm not starting again. And yeah, it's just a shame
Just start again.
they screwed the
Problem solved.
release of that. I can't because I don't care about. I won't be getting achievements, and I need achievements.
Oh.
It's all about achievements. That's why I am currently ranked. Still says
Right.
7th, but I think I'm 6th
Well,
in
you're not.
Australia.
Yeah. Because trueachievements.com doesn't give you the correct ranking. So stop
It
looking at it.
Updates once a day.
Oh, so you think
But-
today you crossed over?
I think I
Oh,
crossed over
see.
because the person in front of me currently has 1,883,000, and I am currently 1,885,000.
Okay. All right.
But it hasn't updated, and it's killing me.
Well, by the time this comes out, we'll know.
No, I'm not. Crap.
He got more.
I just went
Because he's
straight to
also
his
playing.
page, and he's on 186.
He's one ahead of you.
There was
1
1,000
point.
ahead of me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Damn it. Damn it.
Well, I'm sad you don't like.
I'm sad too, Matt.
Such a
I'm
bummer.
sad too. But yeah. Look, there's plenty of games that I do like. I'll just play them.
Yeah, you could play the backlog of games that you've purchased and never played.
Oh, it's quite a few of those. There's quite a
play
few
Baldur's
games
Gate
that I've
3,
now
Danny?
purchased on. Well, I can't yet. I've got nothing to play Baldur's Gate on because I can't play it on my Mac. It's a work back Mac. I can't play it on my PC because it's garbage, and I can't play it on Xbox because they won't sort their shit out.
So
It's
I
coming
can play it on
soon.
this. I've resubscribed to GeForce Now though, because as much as I love my Mac Studio, it's not a gaming machine. Macs just aren't. And then so I tried. I created another test account for GeForce Now. Launched Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my god! So I was like, nah, I can't. I've got to play it on that now. So
I would love to have the money to burn to just buy a gaming PC. And just,
well, I don't have that either. That's what GeForce Now is like a trade off. It's like $10 a month, I think, and then they give
You
you
stream it.
yeah.
Works
Yep.
pretty
Can you
well.
do that on PC as well as Mac? Like if you just have a shared
Yeah,
PC,
anything.
can you? Yeah, you can just. So
100%.
essentially, you're just using their.
You just install the little
dialing
app
to
and
their
it just streams it.
more powerful
It's-
hardware than
Yeah,
yours.
it's the internet. It's the internet connection that you need. That
Yes.
needs to be good.
Well, mine
It's like playing the streaming games on your
as
Switch.
good as money can buy in Australia.
So maybe we'll try that.
Yeah, maybe that is worth trying. Actually,
I'm just
I've
going to
been
wait for
playing-
Baldur's Gate 3 to come out. It's coming soon.
The other reason I bought it again, subscribed again, is because I can't play Dune Spice Wars on my Mac, and I was enjoying.
I
that.
tried that. I could not get into it.
I was enjoying it, so I can play that again now as well.
Because it came out in
Spice Wars.
Game Pass.
yeah, I
Yeah, it
haven't
did.
played that. Why haven't I played that?
It's good. It's like a RTS kind of game,
Yeah.
but it's a modern one, so it's quite.
Is it? Oh,
complicated.
I had Battle for Arrakis on the Amiga. Is it
No.
as good as that?
I think was that,
Probably looks a bit better.
Was that June 2?
Yeah, it was
Battle
June 2.
for Arrakis?
Mm.
Yeah. That was a good game.
That
It's
was a
quite
good game.
reminiscent of that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because it was an
a more
early
advanced
RTS.
version of that. Yeah, that was a good game.
Mm.
No, best RTS I ever played in space was
Stellaris.
Homeworld.
Homeworld. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a remake of that
That
coming
was
out.
Oh,
Gearbox has been working on that for a while.
Okay.
that was a great game.
Is it out? Might be in early access even. Anyway.
Well, you know what? Don't tell us now. Look it up and tell us in the after party. And then only
speaking of
people
early
who
access-
are patrons of this show could find
Yeah.
out.
Speaking of early access, if you want early access to this show, go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm.
Yeah.
And for
If you're listening to this on a Friday, like some kind of fuckwit, then you could.
yeah, or
We're
in
back
America
to
Thursday.
insulting our listeners.
Friday in Australia, Thursday in America.
Yeah.
I had
Subscribe,
to figure that out
faggot.
when I moved. Now it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
engraved in there.
Will it hit
Timing.
B?
No. No, I don't care.
Done.
I wonder if they're going to say
Um,
that in the new Highlander reboot. I wonder he's going to go, "Are you a faggot, Nash? You went down to the Madison Square
Cruising
Garden
for
for a
some eye,
blowjob?"
cruising for some ass. Go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm. For $1 a month, you get access to the Patreon where I posted some behind the scenes stuff this week because I fucked something up. If you want to know what that was, subscribe. I'm going to do more of that. Also, feel free to tell us what you do want to see on there. In fact, if you're listening now and you're like, nah, I can't be fucked. But if they did this, I would give them money. Please let us know because we have no fucking idea.
A listener
What we're
did contact us on Patreon this week and tell us something that they didn't want to see, and not of us, but of someone
No,
else.
that's right. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Mm.
So, let us know. You know what? Someone else said too. Someone commented that they prefer this view of us that we're seeing here, where you can see the three of us.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Often for YouTube, I'll do that edit where it kind of switches between us. Some people apparently prefer this 3-camera view.
Where you can,
Let us
you
know
can
what
see
you
everyone's
prefer.
expression. Yeah, let us
You
know.
can
I'd
see
be
when I'm
interested to know.
disgusted.
Maybe I could post both. I just don't know if that's a waste of everybody's time. So,
Both.
Uh,
I mean, that's, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've got the
Multi-angle.
files.
DVD.
I'll just upload them to YouTube. Whatever.
People could just click on whoever they like and just leave it on them.
Oh, that'd be all right. That's how I watched the Formula One.
Mm. Yeah. You just have it right on fucking Daniel Ricciardo's face.
Yeah.
The second person camera. See his big old smile. He's driving pretty well this year. I'll give him that.
He's doing all right. Patreon.com/multiple-nerdgasm. And then for $10 a month, you can get the after party, which is where we're going to keep talking for recently fucking half an hour or something.
We'll go there now.
It's been going long
go
lately.
right now.
Yeah, we're
There's
going
still
right
a lot
now.
of stuff we haven't talked about this week.
That's true.
Yes.
We've got some Geek of the Week candidates. We've got some
we do too.
some saucy, sexy news. That's
Oh,
all in the
I'd like to
after
talk
party.
about sex news, but I also
If
want to
you
tell you
wanna-
something that my fucking boss said this week. So
Ooh.
yeah,
So if you're Dan's boss and you want to hear what he says about you,
yeah,
go
yeah.
to
Well, he knows. He
patreon.com.
told me the fucking story. He's-
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.